Hey everyone. Alright, so today's project is going to be sublimation onto puzzles. So I have a design right here. It's Maryland Craft Supply. It's got my my design, my logo, and then obviously the flag. So create this, and then what we do is go into file and then print, and then I want to select, instead of this sawgrass, I want to collect printer, and we're going to actually use the sawgrass the Versio print manager, which makes the real colors pop and everything makes it look great. So we're going to do that, and obviously that is not what we're doing. So landscape, and then fit the page. We need 10.5 by 8.5, so the puzzles are 10 by 8, so we're going to go a little oversized to bleed onto the edges so we get all the way to the edge. So what I'm going to do is hit print here, which as you see the design was still not mirrored, but when it comes up with the program, select mirror right here, and I'm using Unisub's products. So under here you can, it asks you substrates, so metals or Chromolux products, ceramic, glass, mousepad, polyester, sister white glitter, that's HTV vinyl, and everything gives you a product. So just match up to what you're using. We're using text print R paper, and obviously auto trade. We're only using one tray on my printer, so that's it. So I just hit print, and so with this, it's going to now come up with a unauthorized cart warranty voided, because I am using ink owl sublimation ink. I'm not using the ink that came with this thing. It's way too expensive, and this stuff is a lot cheaper, and honestly it gives a better product or anything. So that comes and prints out with the printer. Alright, so now here it comes out of the printer, and it's going to take a couple more seconds. It's pretty slow with the print manager because it's actually printing really well. It's giving a great photo. So now it comes out, and make sure this image is mirrored, because you'll see why later. Because when it prints, when you press onto it, it goes opposite. So here it is. Here's our design. Awesome. Alright, so as you can see, here is the puzzle for today. Just need one of these. But see, there you go. Got the puzzle. This, see, fits right onto there. So what we're going to do is walk over to the heat press, and we'll turn it on. I'm going to close it just so you guys can see it better. So now the setting for this heat press, I use 385, and then for the press you want to turn this down to 30 seconds, and then so 385 for 30 seconds is what we're going to use. So we're going to open this back up, and we're going to let it heat up all the way. Alright, so while we wait for the heat press to heat up, just want to touch base more on the ink owl stuff, the ink that I use for the printer. So I have the Sawgrass SG400 printer. Bought it late last year, almost a year now since I've had it. And what it comes with is these cartridges right here, which is what's made for the printer. So it's the Sublimation HD ink. And to buy a whole set of these is about $340, which is more than half the price of the printer which comes with these. So I was printing and went through a whole set of them twice, and it was getting very expensive. Unfortunately, I really wasn't cost effective with me selling prints, not as much as trying to compete with other people who use retrofitted printers. This printer specifically was made for sublimation, not buying an Epson or something and retrofitting it. So what I did was try to not compete, but to have a little bit better edge with it in creating a superior product. I looked and I did lots and lots of reviews, looked through all kinds of stuff, and I really liked ink owl. And you can get all the inks, all the different colors. So you have yellow, cyan, magenta, and black, and then you get the cartridges. Now the only downside with these cartridges is that, you know, the Sawgrass, actually I still have 2 original cartridges in there, so 2 cartridges and then the new ones. But see how you can see how it says Neon Sawgrass, but you see how it has ink levels here, and then that's the waste tank unit. But see the magenta and the yellow, you can't see anything. Well, that's because it doesn't allow you to. It doesn't talk to the printer the same thing that the original ones do. But one thing is that I can fill up these twice for half the cost of just paying for those. So that was my reasoning. Yes, it voids the warranty of the printer. I did not purchase the extended warranty. The reviews on these printers were really good. I didn't see that many people saying them breaking down, so the risk was involved. Now, thinking about it, I've paid for the ink already, you know, once. It was $340 I went through, and then I was gonna have to obviously already do it again. So honestly, $340 twice is more than I paid for that printer alone. So if I was doing an SG800, maybe I wouldn't do that, but as far as with the SG400, the cost and the risk involved to me wasn't enough to keep buying the original stuff. It just wasn't cost effective enough to do it. I really love this printer. I like buying products that are made for made to do a specific job. You know, I bought a specific printer to supplement it versus, you know, using a normal printer and then retrofitting it. So that's just my back to pressing these puzzles up. All right. Okay. So what we're gonna do? We have our print and we have the puzzle. So what I'm gonna do is we're printing on the glossy side. So this is the print. So what I'm gonna do is flip this over, put it on its face, and line this up where it needs to be. So line this up nice and straight. Make sure you got it right there. So I got some tape, heat press tape. So I'm going to take a little sliver, cut that off. And what you want to do, we're going to want to make sure this is easy to pull off afterwards, because this has to be a hot peel. So I'm only going to put this actually on one side to keep this from moving, so then I can pull it off from the other side. And make sure this stays where I want it to be. So what we're going to do is walk back over to the press real quick. Alrighty. And then what we're going to do is parchment paper on the bottom. So this is my pad. So either use parchment paper or Teflon. So I use parchment paper. So put that there. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is grab the puzzle. Make sure it's nice and flat. Flip it over. Put that right on top of the heat press. So now the heat press is set for 385 at 30 seconds. So do that. So now very important is I'll put a piece of parchment paper on the bottom so that, you know, obviously the other that bleeds off goes right onto the parchment paper, doesn't go onto on that. And then also I'm going to put one on top so it doesn't go onto the hot platen. So just do that literally. So I'm going to actually check this one more time, make sure this is nice and straight. So I don't want this to be crooked. Cool, that should be good to go. So I'm going to put this on top. And then slide it in. And then press. So I'm using a medium pressure. Seconds. So I'm using a medium pressure. My recommendation is going to be light to medium. I don't ever do heavy. I have just my recommendation. I've had great success with doing medium to light, which is personal preference. A lot of it also has to do with the medium of what you're using. So that's 30 seconds. So pull that up and pull this, and then we're doing a hot peel. So you want to do this immediately as soon as it comes out. Look at that. Look at that puzzle. It's awesome. Let it cool down. Let you come check it out. But there you have it. No, this is hot. Don't want you to hurt yourself. Break it apart. Look at that. You got your puzzle. And I definitely recommend doing this while it's still hot. So you get all the pieces. And look at that. Now you got a puzzle to make. And there you have it. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's short video of how to sublimate onto a puzzle. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. I'm going to post down in the comments everything that I've used today. Oh, by the way, heat presses. Sorry guys, almost forgot about you. Sorry, apologize. So the heat press that I use is actually from Heat Press Nation. It's their Craft Pro, and it actually has this gliding lower platen. So you don't have to get out here with the normal ones and burn your knuckles or whatnot. But I love it how it just slides out. Now there is pros and cons. One of the cons is that this does want to move. So when you go to press this down, make sure you have one hand on the handle here and then one down here. A lot of times with some of my projects, it's slide out on me, and I've ruined a couple shirts and a couple that way. Learn it the hard way, but honestly, I really do love it. I love being able to get away from the heat, and also just be able to just get up and close. So, I'm not trying to, even with that not being hot, still inconveniencing just being right there. So be able to see on top, look straight down. Other than that, love it. So I will put the information on this heat press that I've used. The puzzles I actually got from Heat Press Nation, but I did get, I had to buy a huge bulk. So on our website, you can check out the puzzles there, which I do have for sale. And then also I'll put a link to the description for the printer, which I actually bought from Heat Press Nation as well. And then also along with where I got the ink out, the ink that I use. So alright guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time, peace out.